Welcome back everyone to my IDC 39 run. This is the second Swiss round where I'm up against Solomon at the top of the screen, and we're both playing LWD Hydro Hurricane with Gigasalt, so we're gonna have a nice or not so nice mirror match on our hands. I do win the die roll, but unfortunately for me I don't have energy stream while he does. I do have a Gigaballs out for turn 4, which will discard his Terror Pit. Meanwhile his Gigaballs will discard my Miraculous Snare. And here I kinda make the mistake of going for Ice Vapor instead of a second Gigaballs, because Hydro Hurricane can just play around Ice Vapor by simply playing Mystery Ice. So I'm not sure why I did that. Should have gone for Giga Balza, and then if he summons Mystrias I could have just played a Clamp. But luckily for me I top deck Snare, which will get rid of the Mystrias. But now my Clamp is gone thanks to Gigazald. Although I'm not sure why he chose to summon Gigazald after Mystrias. The only explanation I have is he probably top decked it right after. And now this Ice Vapor of his will prevent me from playing Energy Stream, because I would be losing more cards than I would be gaining. So that's pretty unfortunate. Now he's just gonna play Petrova for Chimera, which is going to boost my own Chimeras as well. This Miraculous Plague top deck will force him to choose between Vapor and Gigazalt. Knowing him, he will most likely keep the Gigazalt, and I think that's correct as well in this matchup. Ice Vapor doesn't do as much as Gigazalt does in this matchup. And it's also easier for Hydro Hurricane to play around Ice Vapor by just spamming Mystrias and Gigazald and creatures. And that's another reason why I think Hydro Hurricane, especially this version, is more of a mid-range deck. And he's just gonna set up his Gigazalt again, and meanwhile I set up my Mystrias, which granted is going to be weakened by Gigazalt's presence, because I can't really draw cards during his turn because he will just discard them. And that's one aspect of this matchup which is really interesting. And even during my own turn I have to really think carefully if I want to draw, because if I draw into a card that costs more than the mana I have untapped, then he's just gonna get lost to Gigazalt on his next turn. And he's even asking me if I will draw with Mystrias during his turn, but he should know better than this, although he's just asking out of habit. Or just to make sure, I guess. But in this case he can probably guess I'm not gonna draw during your own turn, so yeah. Now he sees a Miraculous Snare for the Mystrias, and now it's all of a sudden not looking too good for me. Here I'm just gonna summon Petrova, boosting Living Dead. I think I still have the Marrows in this deck. Although maybe boosting Guardians would have been better since I have 2 Paleoliths on the field. He's gonna top deck Miraculous Plague, and he's probably gonna choose between Ice Vapor and Giga Balsa. And Ice Vapor is gonna force him to discard the mana, but unfortunately for me they're gonna get discarded by the Chimeras. And really bad timing for me as well, because now I have only 4 mana and can't really afford to hold it, so I'm kind of forced to charge it here. I could decide to trade my own Giga Balsa with his, but he would most likely block with Giga Slug. So I think it's better off just to hold on to it in case I top deck my own Giga Sald at some point. Yeah, he's just gonna play whatever he draws. Unfortunately, I draw into a Miraculous Snare, which I have to draw to charge. And now I kinda have to just charge every creature I top deck, otherwise I'm just gonna give him advantage from his Mistrias. He's really thinking here, maybe he has a removal spell. Yeah, 3 mana, that's a Miraculous Snare, so he's thinking he might be better off to hold on to it if I top deck another Mistrias, which is fair. I would probably do the same. And for some reason I will decide to summon this Giga Slug, even though it will probably be a lot better to just charge it. It doesn't matter that it benefits from his Petrova's boost if he's just gonna use Hydro Hurricane and bounce it. And I'm only helping him draw closer to Hydro Hurricane this way. So lesson Hydro Mirror 101. Don't play into your opponent's Mistrias if you can. Not that it helps tremendously. Sometimes you're just delaying the inevitable, but other times you can save a game by not playing into your opponent's Mistrias. And he's just gonna use Hydro Hurricane to bounce my blockers and 3 mana, and now I can simply discard most of my cards by the time I reach 6 mana again. Probably just gonna charge one of the blockers and hope the Terror Pit doesn't get discarded. But let's be honest, Solomon is very good at being lucky, so he probably will. This Mistrias has gone unanswered for like at least 3 turns by now. And of course he hits the Terror Pit, so now I don't have an answer to his Mistrias, so I do at least top deck a Gigasald, which is gonna discard a card, but that card will be offset by Mistrias. And there's the second Hydro Hurricane, which will bounce my Gigasald and 3 more mana, and now I can discard 3 cards. By the time I reach 4 mana again, I will have no cards in hand. There's Gigabalza discarding his own, and again Mysterious will offset the loss. Now he's on 6 mana, approaching deck out really quickly. And he even draws more cards with Rias and Energy Stream, but to be fair, if you're planning to go for shields this turn, it doesn't matter too much. He knows this version doesn't play Holio, so he can afford to do this. So yeah, this game 1 is as good as finished, so now we're going into game 2, where I'm hoping I can have some better luck. I do open with double Miraculous Snare, so at least I have something for his Mysterious. And now I just have to hope I draw into a Chimera Bait for Gigazald and Darkness Source. And there's the Chimera Bait, but now I also need a Darkness Source. Hence why this version plays 18 Darkness in it, instead of the usual 11 or 12 that old Hydro Hurricane plays. Because you need to see not only Chimera Bait and Gigazal, but also a Darkness Source for them. Unfortunately for me, he has another Energy Stream on turn 3 again, while I only have it on turn 4. But at the very least I can summon this Rias before him, if it didn't get discarded out of 5 cards by his Gigabalza, which was very unfortunate for sure. And yeah, no Chimera Bait for Gigazald either, so the only good thing I have going for me is this Miraculous Snare, which I'm not gonna use on Gigabalza. I'm just gonna hope he doesn't have it and I can use it on Mysterious. Solomon is thinking here very hard, so he most likely doesn't have Gigazald because he summoned a second Gigabalza, which discarded my Plague, so not a great loss. And here I disagree with my charge. I would have much rather charge one of the Gigazalds to have another Darkness mana, and also because Laura Giga is a nice card to pair with Mysterious on turn 6. But yeah, now I lost both of them, and I'm just gonna play Mysterious, which is also gonna force me to charge the Snare, because otherwise he's just gonna get discarded, which is quite unfortunate. I would have loved to hold on to it for his Mysterious. And now he's just gonna snare it and discard it at the same time. There's my Eureka Charger tech, getting me closer to Miraculous Plague, which I can now use on Rias and Gigazald. He's definitely gonna hold on to Mysterious. I would have definitely done the same, especially since my hand has no cards left. And Solgala will just go into the mana zone. I'm not gonna play into his Mysterious. I refuse to give him more cards than necessary. But Unless I draw some kind of removal for it soon, it's kinda GG. Solomon was having technical difficulties for a bit, but now he's back with Palolysis and an energy stream. Hydro Hurricane won't do much here, only delay him by 1 turn. And now he's really thinking how he wants to sequence the Mysterious draws. But he chooses to just play another Mysterious. And now I'm gonna play my own Mysterious, but it's only going to help him. But yeah, unfortunately I have to play towards my own win condition, even if I'm losing. I know I said to not play into your opponent's Mysterious, but if you are drawing Mysterious, you kinda have to summon it to play towards your own win con as well, and Mysterious is a big part of that. But yeah, at this point I think the game is kinda over with 2 Mysterious on his side of the field, which were unanswered for 3 turns already. Giga Slug is gonna give him more draws. He's asking me if I draw cards, and yeah, I'm definitely not drawing cards if he's playing Giga Assault. Now I can just discard the other Mysterious he's snared. This Ice Vapor won't do too much here, and I now not charging the Giga Assault earlier in the game bites me, because now I cannot summon this Giga Balsa. Not that it would have helped to save this game anyway. There's a Miraculous Plague, but he tapped 6 mana for it, so I have to remind him to tap the correct amount of mana. And he says, sorry man, I'm still shocked at how lucky I got. Typical Solomon. One mana and 1 card from hand lost for him doesn't mean much at all in this position. And yeah, now I don't have Darkness mana, so all I can do is summon a second Laura Giga. And yeah, this game is pretty much over. It's going to end in a 2-0. All he needs to do is finish me off. He doesn't even need Hydro Hurricane. I did throw repeat his Gigazal, but he will most likely have another one or something. There's Solgala, another attacker on the field, and the final Hydro Hurricane, which puts the nail in the coffin for me. That's gonna be most of my mana gone, and most of my shields as well. And yeah, in this position, the only way I leave another turn is summoning 3 Laura Gigas and Terror Pit in the last shield. That's if he doesn't have removal or another Gigasalt, but I have neither, so yeah. Gonna lose this match 2-0. He was pretty lucky sniping that Mistrias on game 2. But yeah, my deck should be on the screen for those of you who are interested. And until next time, see ya.